A school district of the future prepares lifelong learners to demonstrate mastery of 21st century competencies that will equip them for continuous success.
DeKalb County School District is a leader in K-12 and early childhood education and has developed a comprehensive master plan to ensure school improvements are made throughout the DCSD community.
Students can reach their fullest potential and excel when schools are well maintained and capital resources are up to date.
Whether it's state-of-the-art learning spaces, our 7 robotic programs, renovated and innovative schools, or technology devices for every child,
these resources and investments not only benefit the DCSD community, but also the taxpayers of DeKalb County.
A top priority for DCSD is supporting social and emotional skills of young learners and their families, and our Early Learning Center addresses the readiness gap.
Every 5 years, we assess DCSD schools and facilities, technology equipment, and examine construction to address overcrowding and to accommodate growth so that DCSD scholars can thrive. To achieve and excel, we provide technology at your fingertips with anytime, anywhere access, infrastructure enhancements, business system integration, and instructional tools to support top-of-the-line connectivity and cybersecurity, and a family impact hub that meets diverse families where they are.
So, how do we pay for these general improvements to impact student achievement and positively affect the DCSD community?
E-SPLOST is a 1-penny sales tax that allows school districts to fund their capital improvements. The voters of DeKalb County will be asked to extend the 1-penny sales tax for another 5 years. This education special purpose local option sales tax is critical to building our children's future and equipping our community for success.
And good evening, everyone. It is now 6:06, we're on at 6:05, and I'm calling our May meeting to order. Let me see if we have any guests. It looks like we do have 2. And we'd like to welcome our guests. I see Representative Viola Davis and Nancy Kelly as our guests. We want to welcome you to our May 2022 meeting for the E-SPLOST Citizens Advisory Committee. Next on our agenda is review and approval of the May 25th, 2022 meeting agenda. Are there any corrections? All right, so hearing none, can we, by general consent with no objections, agree to the meeting agenda as distributed? Hearing none, the meeting agenda is now approved. The next on our agenda is review and approval of the meeting minutes from April 27th, 2022. They were all distributed to our committee members. Are there any corrections to the minutes? All right, hearing none, can we, by again general consent, approve our meeting minutes for April 27th, 2022, if there are no objections, as distributed? Hearing no objections, the meeting minutes from April 27, 2022 are now approved as distributed. The next on our agenda is discuss follow-up matters from prior meeting, which would be the report on the E-SPLOST items presented at the May 2022 Board of Education meeting.
Thank you, Kathy. I'll provide that on behalf of Richard. The first item of note was change order number 2 to Bowen and Watson Incorporated for a not to exceed amount of $1,139,538.20 for the replacement of unsuitable soils, extended general conditions related to the unsuitable soil replacement, and miscellaneous changes outlined in the change order number 2 documents. The next item of business approved by the board was an amendment to the architectural contract for Cooper Carey, Inc. for the expanded scope of work at the Cross Keys High School project in a not to exceed amount of $1,971,054.75. And if you don't mind, that would lead us into item 5, the contract award list. And I believe we've got that in the packet. Thank you, Monica. That contract was for professional architectural and engineering services for the Tony Elementary School Major Building System Replacement. That's project number 423-352, actually 352-423, to contract to Croft and Associates. For the record, that RFQ was issued on February 10th, and it was sent to 61 vendors on the DCSD vendor list, 1,570 vendors through the state of Georgia procurement registry, and 228 vendors through DemandStar. You can see here that 14 people attended the pre-proposal conference. 8 proposals were received. And again, awarded to Croft and Associates in the amount of $294,346.50. That concludes the items under agenda 5A, 4A, I'm sorry, and 5.
Okay, thanks, Mel. I do appreciate it. And I'm sorry, I apologize. I am going to take a point of privilege. And if we can do a moment of silence for the students at the elementary school in Uvalde, Texas, I would appreciate that. So we're going to start right now. All right, thank you, everyone. I appreciate that, and I'm sure the parents and the families do appreciate everyone's prayers, and we want to make sure that we keep those families in our prayers. Okay, so next on the agenda is review of the community feedback collected from the E-SPLOST committee email address. Daniel?
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. There were 2 emails that have been received since the last meeting. One email to sum up briefly is in regard to the $280 million variance that currently exists between Munis and ProAlliance. So the question is, has the repair of that $280 million variance occurred?
Yeah, that email has been forwarded to or sent to DCSD for response. And we need, I guess, we'll take that offline and discuss it.
All right. Second email basically asked 3 questions. One, does the committee plan to follow up on the status of the E-SPLOST reconciliation work? 2, the April 2022 meeting minutes posted on the website show that only 6 E-SPLOST advisory committee members attended.
Okay, that actually is incorrect. It was 7. Because I make sure as a presiding officer that I count to make sure that we have a quorum. And there was a quorum.
All right. Third question, when capital reimbursement funds for completed E-SPLOST projects are received, into which account do the funds go?
Okay, and that, again, that email has been sent to the DeKalb County School District, and they will respond.
All right. Madam Chair, that concludes the correspondence since the last E-SPLOST Advisory Board meeting.
Great, thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, so next on the agenda is the MSR review.
Thank you, Kathy. In lieu of the detailed review of the MSR, I've prepared a recap of the MSR, which I'm more than happy to share at this time. Generally speaking, all SPLOST 4 and 5 construction project budgets and cost performance ratios remain in good standing on tables 8, 9, and 10A through 10H in the MSR, the monthly status report. In terms of procurement, there were 4 projects advertised for builder services. Number 322-423, that's at Redan Middle School, restroom plumbing fixture replacement, fire sprinkler installation, and an improved assisted toileting area. At Kittredge Magnet, project number 345-423, that's gym HVC installation. At Farrington Elementary, that's project 361-423, major building system replacement with an emphasis on roofing, plumbing fixture replacement, and site improvements. And at Salem Middle School, project 365-423, major building system replacement with an emphasis on HVAC components. In terms of status of our major construction projects, Cedar Grove High School Auditorium Addition is 87% complete. The Druid Hills High School accessibility improvements are essentially complete. Only the sodding remains in that affected area. At Ashford Park Elementary School, the roof replacement is complete. This is as of the end of April. At Brockett Elementary, the roof replacement was 85% complete. At DeKalb Alternative East Campus, the project was complete and it's in closeout as of the end of April. At Oak Grove Elementary, the roof replacement is 90% complete. And at Wimbrook Elementary, the roof replacement is completed and closed out. In terms of our turf and track replacement for Group B, Ronald E. McNair High School turf and track completed. At Towers High School, we were at 15% complete. The board approved the change order for the rock removal. That blasting was scheduled to commence on May 2nd. It did start that week. And the last spoiler update, the last of the blasting should finish today, if not tomorrow. So we'll be back on track to complete that over the summer. At Chamblee High School, the turf field is complete, and that final walkthrough did occur on May 16th. At Lakeside High School, the grade of the new practice field is complete, and the turf installation spoiler alert did commence the week of May 9th as shown. And again, that project is fully expected to complete in time for over the summer break. Continuing on with projects in construction, the ADA restroom upgrades are 60% complete at Pine Ridge Elementary. Were 60% complete at Pine Ridge Elementary. And at Kelly Lake Elementary, they're 65% complete. In terms of delays to the project, this is not really new news, but we officially have to record it. Redan Middle School, 3323423, Midvale Elementary, 344423, Farrington Elementary, 361423, and Salem Middle School, project number 365423, were all delayed pending the board approval of the E-SPLOST 5 project list adjustments. One may recall most recently at April 18th board meeting, there was an expectation that business would be approved, not yet. And at Chapel Hill Elementary, the HVAC replacement, project number 366423, we had started that, but the design is actually pending approval of the contract amendment for those additional services. That funding again is tied up in the SPLOST 5 project list adjustments. In terms of requests or actual claims, none this month. We did mention the change order for Towers High School turf replacement approved in the amount of $301,220 last period. And a quick count of our SPLOST 5 project status. is as shown. $13 in closeout is good. 2 completed in SPLOST 5 and 17 in construction, up from 14 last time. We do have a few highlights we can share. I'd like to do that really quickly. Here's the McNair High School turf and track replacement project. Turf replacement at Chamblee High School. Recall Chamblee doesn't actually have space for a track. The ADA restroom upgrades at Pine Ridge Elementary are progressing nicely. And our Cedar Grove High School auditorium addition is actually beginning to look like a real building. There's your internal, your entry foyer. Couple of exterior features. And that's about it. I'm sorry. That concludes the SPLOST 5 update report, Kathy. I'm happy to take questions.
All right, thanks, Bill. Are there any questions from any committee member? All right, moving right along to the facilities maintenance program.
Thank you, Kathy. If I may, I'll display the information we were able to gather this period. I understand that the work order module is having some system technicalities this week, and we don't have a detailed breakdown, but that's forthcoming. Here's a picture of where we are as of yesterday on our open work orders per region. It's my understanding from the meeting minutes that, last period, we had 556 open work orders. That's increased to 669. And we hope to have the breakdown by category and by region within a week once that system difficulty has been corrected. I can read those out for folks who might not have screen access. In Region 1, there are 69 work orders open. In Region 2, 231 work orders open. No work orders reported as open in Region 3. 36 work orders reported as open in Region 4. In Region 5, 180 open work orders. 82 open work orders in Region 6, and 71 work orders in Region 7. That concludes my report on the facilities maintenance program. I'll try to answer any questions I can. Kathy, if not, we'll coordinate with our facilities maintenance directors and try to answer any questions in the future.
All right, are there any questions for the facilities maintenance program report? All right, just want the minutes to reflect that we did request at our last meeting that there be an actual report presented to the committee, and that's still outstanding. Next on our agenda is new business, and 9A is our new committee members. We do have 2 new committee members. I'd like to welcome Sarah and Kevin to our committee. If you would please just turn your camera on and just introduce yourselves to the committee. I think everyone would be appreciative. So we're going to start with Sarah.
Hi, everybody. Excuse me. My name is Sarah Rowers. I'm native to Georgia, but just moved back to the Atlanta area last year. We live right outside of Tucker in DeKalb, obviously. I've got 2 kids in the DeKalb County school system as of this fall, and I'm happy to be here.
All right, good afternoon, it's evening already. I'm Kevin Alexander. Been in Georgia for better part of 25 years or so. Got 2 boys that are entering into high school this year. Yay! And it's wonderful to be a part of the committee.
All right, so welcome Sarah and Kevin. We are elated to have you on our committee, but more to come. Just as a FYI to the other committee members, we are going to need to get with the DeKalb County School System to get our training plan. Hopefully that will roll out in the fall, so be on the lookout for that. And again, welcome to our new committee members. All right, I'm not sure, I didn't see any notifications of upcoming community meetings or other events. Is there someone who could speak on that?
Kathy, I checked our calendar as well and don't have anything to offer. My apologies.
All right, I wouldn't think so because we're at the end of the school year.
We're at the end of the school year.
Yay for that, for some people.
I might
For those who
advise,
don't have a dog in the fight. Unfinished business candidates for the open position. We are re-advertising for the open position and more to come on that. Collection of recommendations from this meeting and follow-up matters for our next meeting. I don't think we've recommended anything. And moving right along to announcements. Does anybody have any announcements that they'd like to make? All right, so hearing none. The only announcement from the chair is committee member attendance. Now that we will have almost a full committee, we still need to make sure that we all fulfill our commitment and attend each meeting. If you are not, due to personal or professional commitments, you cannot make our meeting, please send myself as the chair and Daniel as the vice chair and Richard and Monica for DeKalb County School System an email to let us know so that we know not to look for you. But just as a word to the wise, we want to make sure that we do have a quorum so that we can conduct our business, because we cannot do any business, we can't vote on anything unless we have a quorum. So we want to make sure that we do fulfill our commitment and attend the meetings. And since they're virtual, it's very easy. If anybody has any questions, please let me know. You can always email me, text me, call me. I'm not always available, but I'm available. If anybody has any questions, any other announcements, any additional announcements, our next meeting is June 22nd, 2022 at 6 o'clock. And if no further announcements, our meeting is adjourned at 6:26. Thank you.